Sobe.
Ay, nací.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today. I am bringing this video to you a little bit later than usual in the day because I am seeing something in the charts that I want to go over super quick. Now, it's nothing terrible or anything you should be, afraid or scared about, but it is something that I think we should go over, especially if you are trading the Bitcoin charts right now. So this video is going to be a little bit short, quick, but it is something we need to talk about because, first of all, we actually perfectly hit our target exactly. I'm not kidding. If we zoom in here, it's actually crazy, guys. You can see right here, Bitcoin got up to about the highs 24,287, and our target level was 24,270. So this is exactly why you guys have to get subscribed. You have to watch the videos, and full transparency, I have in fact actually closed out my trade on BitGet, which is why I'm actually making this video, because remember, we missed the bottom right here at around 19.1. We opened it at around 19,800, and that was about a 22% move. So with 5x leverage, that was 100. Now, this doesn't mean that Bitcoin can't go higher at these levels. I actually think there is a possibility that we can come up and retest this sort of Terra Luna, crash that we had right around 25,355. But as you guys can see, there's really not a lot of resistance in that level. So stick around, get subscribed, and I'm going to let you know exactly what I'm looking at. So we did have multiple tests right here, and we did break out, right? So ultimately, that was good for Bitcoin. I told you why I ended up closing my long. And the other reason is, too, it's not that I'm looking to short. Because you can actually make money. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't understand this, but, if you just leave your position open, right? Okay, you can make a lot of gains, but you also pay a lot in fees for having that trade open. And if the price pulls back, you can actually just re-enter and you can get more out of that trade, right? You can also take like 50% off the table, or just take enough so that you've covered your initial investment, your initial trade amount. That works too, right? So having a look right here, what is the situation that we're seeing? Well, we actually not only perfectly hit our target, but we are exactly at this downward sloping level right here. You can see exactly right here, we've had a slight breakout. Now, yes, of course, we did have our pi cycle bottom indicator, which is why I do think that the bottom is essentially in. But you can see even over here, we are starting to get very close to this first blue box territory. So even on futures, there's really only another 1% move, potentially up to around 24,500 over on futures. So I think that we've probably seen the majority of this first little move for Bitcoin. Now, I could be totally wrong. We could keep on going. Bitcoin could just go straight to our target of 28,000, which I still have this target up here, closing out this CME futures gap at around $28,880. But I do think at this point, we have had, quite a crazy move. You can see right here from all the way from the bottom to the top, we've had a 28% move for Bitcoin, and we are coming in contact with some of these very critical resistances, right? So that's why I'm not saying you should necessarily short it right now. If you do want to short it, you could do it over on BitGet, but like I said, I would just be careful on that right now because there is a lot of momentum, but I do have a little bit of a warning that I just want to let you guys know. So definitely check out BitGet, over $4,000, guys, in bonuses. Make sure you use those links below. Make sure you get subscribed because we are going over these levels. Like I said, there are lots of opportunities for trading, but as you guys can see right here, another reason why I'm a little bit worried about where we are right now short term. And keep in mind, when I say worried, I'm not really worried. I'm just saying realistically, you could see, look, you have resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, connect that line, and look what we're doing. Boom. Also, you have support here, you have support here. This doesn't really count. We kind of just fell right through that. But ultimately, guys, you can see these 2 points are intersecting, and that is exactly where Bitcoin is stalling out right now, right? And you can see this. I'm not making it up. You can see these lines. You can see they're intersecting right here. We're having a lot of that confluence, and maybe Bitcoin could just skyrocket straight, all the way up here, to some crazy level up to 33,000. It's possible, but usually that's not what you see in markets. So that's why I'm playing it a little bit safer. But the good news, the very good news, is that we've had that minor capitulation for about a month, and Currently, at the time of making this video, we are sitting above the 200 weekly moving average, which is considered to be the ultimate, whether or not you're in a bull market or a bear market, especially when we're talking about Bitcoin. So if we can close really essentially the end of this week, so we only have a few more days, if we could just close above $22,700, then guys, I think we might actually be able to say with full faith that the bottom is in. Now, I just want to talk about one thing that we spoke about yesterday, and then I want to let you know why I'm a little bit just concerned because of one situation. Now, remember we said we were getting very, very close down here, and what was going to happen was you were either going to see one of two things. You're going to see it absolutely crash through the Bitcoin dominance, right? Or what it usually does, what it has done the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, is we actually have Bitcoin start to outpace the altcoins. Now, you may be holding some altcoins today, and you may be saying, well, I'm up today in my altcoins. My altcoins are doing great. Keep in mind, everything is up. If you guys use the FTX app, it used to be the old Blockfolio app, you can tap it to the Bitcoin comparative. You can also do it over on basically anywhere. If you go over to CoinGecko or if you use CoinMarketCap, you can change it from US dollars to Bitcoin. And if you're in US dollars, I should just do it right now, but you could just do it and you'll see that the gains are not only smaller, but some of them are even negative, right? So exactly what we thought, well, we didn't, like I said, we didn't know 100% what was going to happen. I knew it was going to do one of the two extremes. We did have the bounce right here. So, okay, it went with what it usually does, and Bitcoin bounced off this level. We did hit this resistance right here. And remember how Ethereum was getting to this very, very critical resistance on the ETH BTC? Look, if we zoom in right here, look what it did, guys. Look, it actually pulled back. You see this giant wick? You see that wick right there? So essentially from top to bottom, Ethereum has pulled back 7% in its Bitcoin comparative. However, if we look at Ethereum right now, well, I mean, it's kind of just fluctuating where it is, but Ethereum is still technically up. It hasn't fallen out of this range. So even though Ethereum is doing well, US dollar pair right now, compared to Bitcoin, it's not doing as good. But Ethereum is doing very good. Let's be honest. That was an amazing 50% pump leading into the excitement of the merge, right? But getting back to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin does rule the markets, I do believe that it does, it's the tide that raises all the boats. They all go up, they all go down. Bitcoin's the tide, you know what I mean? So ultimately, holding above this level, very good. We did have this breakout. We did have the pi cycle bottom. However, now remember, let me switch this back to the weekly because this is the chart we've been looking at for the DXY. So you can see that we're actually back in this area again. And the issue with that is that, if we switch it to the daily, you can see that we're actually having a bit of a bounce off that area. So, yeah, I mean, we did expect it to have a pullback in this area, but currently, we only wicked out of it on the daily. So do keep your eyes on that. The second thing is, like Venture Founder pointed out, even though the Bitcoin rally is looking really good, he says Bitcoin shall take no pride in this rally. Bitcoin and NASDAQ correlation is still at 91%, and both are looking at the Fed policies, interest rates, recession concerns, forecasts, DXY, etc. All is macro driven. And actually what's interesting is if we go over and have a look at the S&P, we could see that the S&P actually has broken its downtrend right here, okay, on the daily. But we are hitting that resistance again here at this previous level right here. So we do have to make sure that this isn't a fake out and we don't fall back down. So what I'm trying to say right now is ultimately, even though the markets are rallying, and I do still think the markets have more room to rally to the upside, short term, we're hitting massive resistances across the board, and we're still seeing a lot of correlation between everything. So that's why I was just saying, essentially, don't get greedy. And if you want to see something even crazier, the S&P is actually having a more of a correlation with Ethereum. Because look, the S&P had almost like this triple bottom pattern, and look at Ethereum. I mean, that almost exactly. It's almost like Ethereum is more correlated with the S&P than Bitcoin is, right? Absolutely insane. This is something maybe we should look at actually more, is looking at Ethereum versus the correlation with the S&P, because it could give us some indicators, on potentially making some trades, or it could just be a coincidence. But I thought that was really crazy. I wanted to bring it up, but I do want to end on a macro picture here. This is just very short-term stuff I was trying to bring up to you, but check this out. So Tech Dev points out, he says, a correction is not just a correction. Degree must be considered. I maintain the last 15 months constitute a correction of the same degree as 2019 to 2020 and is a lesser degree than 2018, which was a lesser degree than 2015. And, you can see right here, he's essentially drawn this out. Now, I don't really do a lot of wave analysis on this channel, which is why I look to guys like Tech Dev and these other Twitter guys, which there's so much like analysis on Twitter. If you guys ever go on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter too, because I do retweet a lot of other, charts. I'm not the kind of person that thinks like only my charts are the charts that matter. I actually like looking at other people's analysis. It kind of helps broaden, your possibilities. Sometimes you see things you didn't see before. So he says, if you look at these different wave patterns that he's talking about, a wave 5 top would take us to about $80,000 to $120,000 in 2023, which at that point, we would have a pullback back to around the $30,000 to $50,000 area in 2024. Can you imagine going 2 years from now only to end up back where we are kind of right now? And then primary wave 5, which would happen in about 2025, could take us over $200,000. So point being, yes, Bitcoin is volatile. Bitcoin goes up and down, and, it can seem kind of crazy, as boring in the bear markets, extremely exuberant during the, bull markets. But ultimately, if you have a look at this, if we do tend to play out somewhat similarly with diminishing returns and we follow these wave theories that he's using, then he's saying that could actually be a possibility. But super short term, I don't want to get too far ahead, start talking about $200,000 Bitcoin. Just let's get through the month, and as long as we can close above this 50 on the monthly, which is sitting at around 21,638, that would also put us, I believe that would put us above the, no, it wouldn't actually, I'm sorry. So 22,717 actually is where we need to get above for the weekly moving average, which would be nice to confirm above that. But also on the monthly, the 50 is sitting at 21. So really at this point, 22,000 is like the average level that you really want to close out by the end of this month, right? We had the bottom on the 89, bottom on the 89. And if you look at this, you can't make this stuff up, guys. Look at where we got the rejection. Look at where we got the rejection. Exactly on the bottom right here of the EMA ribbon. Right at the bottom, right on that red line. That's exactly where we got the rejection. How crazy is that, guys? So this is why I'm saying lots of resistance. I am still very bullish on Bitcoin. I still think we can go to 28,000, 30,000 relatively soon, like within the next month or so. But I just think that right now, we might be hitting the overheated level. I could be totally wrong. I could wake up tomorrow and it could be 28,000. I'm just trying to let you guys know realistically that was a heck of a little bounce. And since we are very correlated right now with the S&P and these other things, and we're hitting a lot of that heavy resistance, it may just, need a second to just cool off, come back down, maybe just retest some of that previous resistance as support, only maybe $1,000 or something like that, those levels that we talked about. And then I think we can continue to the upside. And I think Bitcoin could easily get, like I said, 28,000, 30,000. If you guys do want to keep trading with me, make sure you guys get an account over at BitGet. It takes like 20 seconds to sign up. Totally US friendly, no KYC, up to 20 Bitcoin daily withdrawals, and you can copy trade. You can see some of these guys are absolutely killing it, 13,538% Audi, and you could literally just click follow and trade along with these guys if you want. But if you do want those bonuses, make sure that you use the links below in the description. Thank you for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I make these videos every single day. Lots of exciting times ahead. Very excited. Hope you guys are having a great and wonderful, amazing, awesome day today. And make sure if you are looking to trade, check out these videos, these tutorials. I go over everything A through Z so you guys know exactly what you're doing before you actually start using real money. And also make sure that you use a paper account if you've never traded before. Practice with fake money, or just use the link below and you can get free money to trade with. They can literally $4,000. You can't withdraw it, but you can trade with it. So even if you lose it, okay, that kind of sucks, but it's free money to trade with, okay? So you got to use the links below. Check these videos out. That's it for me. Thank you for coming back. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.